Well, here we sit. We could exalt his throne. Can you imagine exalting, what that means to the heavenly creator, our Father's throne? Throne as in, his place. But what we know of that, what little we are told of that, I'm sure there are ones that do know because things have been handed down. Not everything was destroyed in the Library of Alexander. Oh no. Those ones wanting to keep in their kind of control of the world, they took things out, kept them to themselves so they didn't get destroyed. And it just passes on with their family line and who they've been trusted to hand these on to. But the things that I speak about go beyond that. They go beyond that time of even their beginning, because that is not the creator of all. Godlike, yet they were, because of all their knowledge that they had and the things that they could do. It's like, when the travelers go out and from today with all our knowledge and all of our stuff and things and go into a subworld of, stone people, still in that age. And maybe it's from the kind of herbs that they eat or smoke that's keeping them there, that they don't really care about, the outside world and all and things going on, because it's nothing to do with the creator of all, the true God. And so you walk into these stone places and you have these gifts and these things. It's like someone coming down once before and doing the very same thing. And that's what made us humans. Us, we were beings. Or were we humans? Or, what were we at that time? That made that DNA change. And that took quite a process. And it's more than just like, taking a rib from Adam, but just in a saying, how do you say this to you that you can understand what we do when we recreate with your DNA, and there's nothing you can do about it. Now, those were some pretty powerful people, beings. Did they call themselves human? Made in the image of man. What they figure and what they see is to them to be a man, and that's someone that's the conqueror most high. He's the most exalted person on the planet, and he gives all the shots, because that's the order that was done back in their place, beyond the iron bracelet on their planet. And I figured at one time, from this planet, thinking of them and their offspring. And this one was so small that I asked, what's the years? 1 year. 1 year old. And I know my Earth years, and I'm thinking about where, how do you relate these years, this age? She says, well, as our time goes around one turn of the, what you call your sun. Time must be really, really fast out here, because synchronicity, like, exact moment of turn with the earth, when the earth is like a small spindle of a wheel turning so fast. And this out here turning so slow that it takes 360,000 years for that planet, that place they come from, to go around one turn, equal our 360,000 years to their one. This child was 1 year old. To me, generations. Can you imagine how many generations would pass on there? And 360,000 years? Well, to me, a place like that, that's heaven. I mean, that's a place to be. That's a heavenly place. And you ask them, how is this? How can this be heaven? How can I be there? I want to be one with you, And they say, well, we stopped all the things that were wrong and being done on this planet in our time of being, and we've just changed a lot of things here. So now the wrong things, the bad things are taken away, to where there's a godly thought of holy men and holy women, and they reach for and they think of and they allow for the will of the Creator Father to come down and subdue. Like we, right now on this planet Earth, we're just subdued here, just days and days ago, where they saw and they filmed, it looked like a bubble, a ball coming at us, and it hit the earth, but it was gentle. And it is the size. They stopped filming it because of the size. It completely enveloped the earth. And I pray that, as I know that from distances who they do serve from this planet that I would call heaven on earth, their heaven on earth planet, I so want that to be here. But those ones that did come, the ones that first came here, he was a leader on that place. And they call their one revolution, they have a name for it. But he ruled on there for 9 of those. Of their years. So you go 9 times 360,000, and you'll see how long he ruled. But there was all that time up to the point to where he became of age so he could do that. I mean, this is ages and ages and ages has gone past, And then there was a fight, and he lost the battle, and he 9 times he'd been around and ruled. He left, and he did something that was impossible, is to go through the iron bracelet. And that, well, you just have to think about, what is that? What is that iron bracelet that they had to pass through so they could get to Earth? He himself. And he did. And there was, the history of the gold discovered and all that kind of stuff, and they're thinking about the trading, and then here we come into the picture, We were beings, however, such. And, because of the leadership and the work and stuff like that, people don't want to whatever. They decided to design things. And then next thing you know, it's Adam and Eve. And we're helping toil and soul and Job and doing the labor, the work for them. And then rent from these seeds, they have that DNA. And to where, one rises to the top and he rules the whole nation. But, he'll be taken down because there's someone else with the same kind of a thing going on. And that it just continues, Chop, chop, chop. It's like that ball that we just got hit with, that contained us, surrounded us, enveloped us, and is still now all around us, protecting, covering. Wow, this is beautiful. And we just have to think about things like that. Excuse me. There is something in the air. I noticed by the different flight paths the other day. And the sounds that I hear from those jets, it's like, someone could be up in an office somewhere and certain people have loaded certain different objects and certain people, different projects around, whatever their names, maintenance, this, that, and the other, and what they do. And these ones their job was to go over and put this in this plane, because that is where a lot of things are happening. But what if others so crooked as such could get into that place because they know it and they were selling this information because I want to get rich, I want to live with the rich folks too, yeah. So they sold all that. So they let these other people in to that place and they do whatever they do to this chemical, stick it in that plane. Oh, there we go. Then that comes out and they're flying over that area, whatever. Somebody in some other place who never knows where the control just pushes a little button and activates that container on that jet, on that whatever plane, and just hoses the people. And it's been tried here in America, and it's not working very well. But I'm sure it's why and what keeps the Muslim population down, because it's from a swine, it's from a pig, it's their flesh and their blood and their meat mixed and grind so fine with water, distilled finer yet, but always touched with a touch from pork. And that sin, El Vista, Islam. I have no sad goodbyes for you. The trust in the Lord shall rise again once on top, and that'll be all of those calls. This can nothing top, because it is not I, it is the Creator of all, from the beginnings of the beginning. Try grasping that, then you'll understand the powerful subduing, and now the blending in we have with this energy that's been cast around the earth. Breathe in the love and think about the Creator, and it affects the DNA and it will bring changes to everyone. Now that's what I'm talking about. But the problem is the changes to everyone means everyone. So the ones wanting to do evil, they're wanting to, well, if you don't like what I do, well, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to cut off your head. I'm going to execute you because you can't be around here anymore. That is wrong. That is evil, that ruling and judging this world that needs to be gone. Now, if it takes to a point to where we have to prove our stance, we can thus become killers of the same, but more insane to get the job done. And we don't talk of this history. We don't write this down for fame. This is lost. This is gone forever because we don't want that thought memory ever coming back again. Do you get it now? Jeez. Ugh. What are you waiting for? Get it out. Sure. It's not me. No, you just connect with, and then you'll know. Man, it's peaceful out. For me.